Hey guys, welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new here. Thank you for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. So this video is going to be all about panning and project panning and products I've hit pan on that I didn't really expect to, or products I've finished. I just want to talk to you about that. So I'm just trying to figure out what I want to talk to you about first. And the reason I'm doing this is because this year is going to be a lot of panning projects for me. I'm not really focusing on buying so much. I mean, obviously there's things that I want in my collection. I've actually just got a new palette that's been brought into my collection. It's the Cosmic Brushes, the Muse. I got that as a gift though. I didn't go out and get it myself. If I could have, I would have done it because it's completely unique to my collection and I love their formula. Anyway, I'm slightly digressing. I'm just trying to figure out where I want to start it. I think we'll start on bronzers, cream and normal bronzers. So let's start on cream bronzers, shall we? Right, so the first one, as you know, if you've been watching my panning projects, I've been panning this for 2 years and I finally finished it up, guys. All gone. I'm going to keep the packaging because it's Chanel and I don't know when I'm going to be able to buy something else from the brand, so I definitely want to keep that. I mean, when I'm getting ready I can put rings in it and things like that on my jewellery, so I do feel like it's handy, but I wouldn't repurchase this, guys. If I had my time over I wouldn't repurchase it, just because I feel like it's too warm toned for me. It looks very orange on me. I did use it up. This one is the older one. I believe that they've got a couple of different shades now. I'm not going to say don't buy it. I'm just going to say maybe, I don't know, go into your local Sephora and get them to put it on you. I mean, I did that and it didn't look too bad, but obviously you have to go out in natural daylight to see what it looks like on your skin, and I didn't do that part of it. At the time of me buying that, I didn't know too much about makeup because I've had it years. So yeah, it's kind of a learn as you go kind of situation. But anyway, I wouldn't repurchase that. That's the long story. But yeah, I wouldn't get it again. So that's that. Something that I would get again when I finally use it up, another cream bronzer, is this one. This one is at a fraction of the price. What is it? £5. It's the Revolution Ultra Cream Bronzer in the shade Light. I can do a swatch of it for you. I mean, it's so emollient. Now, this one is my favourite, and so is the e.l.f. One that they do. I mean, you only need a bit, but look at that bronzer. Look how pretty it is. Right, so yeah, definitely a repurchase on that. And then other bronzers, they're just powder bronzers, which we'll talk about. So I've had this one ages. It's the Ciate and Olivia Palermo bronzer and blush hybrid. So as you can see, I used the bronzer a lot, and I think I hit pan at the end of 2022. So I'm going to carry on using it. The blush I want to use a lot more because I do really like that tone of blush now. Let's show you the bronzer and the blush together. So that's what they're like. So blush, bronzer. I mean, aren't they pretty? I don't know why I didn't like the blusher, but I'll definitely be using it a lot more in 2023. So that's that one. The next bronzer is the Cargo. It's just the Cargo matte bronzer. And again, when I hit pan I was like, whoa, I've hit pan, because I don't really use it. So that's that one. This is one of the lightest bronzers I've got in my collection. You're not even going to be able to see it. Let me do 2 swatches. Because it's so light you can't barely see it. So that one there. Then I think this is the last bronzer. I absolutely adore this bronzer. 2 pieces. So it's the bronzing powder from Natural Collection in the shade Sunshine. I'm not surprised I've hit pan on this because I would say it's in my top 5. That again is really light. At the time they did a few shades of this, but I don't think they sell it anymore. I'll have to go and check that out, because if they do sell it, because it's so cheap, I'm definitely going to get a backup of that. But anyway, that's the bronzer. They're all kind of merging into one another now, just purely because I've put so much on. We talked about the Chanel one. Oh, we do blushes. Is there any blushes? Yeah, there's only one though, so let's talk about it. So this was in Project Pan, and I thought I would never ever see pan in it. So it's the NARS Orgasm, and I've not even used it as much as other products that I've brought into Project Pan, but look at that, guys. I feel like I want to keep it in to try and get more pan. I don't feel like it's hard to pan, just purely because I feel like it's very, very narrow, the pan. So yeah, I love NARS Orgasm. I do feel like it's getting older though. In places it looks chunky. I love this kind of shade though of blush. So that's that one. Right, and you can tell now what I like. I mean, we've got a few palettes, we'll go to them towards the end, but you can tell what I like, and it's highlighters. So let's talk about them. So this was also brought in as a Project Pan item. When I brought the NARS Orgasm in, I brought this one in, and it's in the shade Opal. This, I mean, I've done well on it, but I just feel like it's too dark. That's it. There. It looks brown on me. It looks brown. And like when I put it on my cheekbones, it looks like I've got a stripe. So that's it there. Can you see how dark it looks on my skin tone? And I was speaking to Lisa and she said, why don't you use it as a blush topper? And I have tried using it as a blush topper. It doesn't seem to work that way. I think what I'll do, let's have a look at it again. Yeah, I think what I'll do is leave it out. I mean, I was loving it. Obviously, I was loving it because I've hit pan on it. And maybe use it as inner corner highlight, but it would take so long for that to go. I don't know. It's back in my drawer at the moment. Maybe I'll pull it out next shot my stash, but I've hit pan there and I didn't really expect to. Next up is another small one. It's a Colourpop in Stole the Show. I didn't expect to hit pan on this one either. I've hit pan on Lunch Money as well, but this is the one that I really didn't expect. I've even just expanded the pan now just by doing that one swatch. I mean, these are really, really nice highlighters. I mean, it's so smooth. That's the kind of highlighter I like, not one that looks golden or brown. And let me just swatch that Opal so you can see the difference. I don't know if you're going to see the difference just purely because of how dark it's getting. But if you can't see it, I will take a picture. But look, that's Colourpop Stole the Show, and then that's Opal by Becca. Can you see the difference? Probably not, but the other one in comparison looks rosy toned brown, I would say. Right, next up, when I brought all the NARS Orgasm and the Opal highlighter out, I brought this one out. It's one of my oldest highlighters. In fact, I think it is my oldest highlighter. It's in the shade Soft and Gentle, and I've done well with it, but these highlighters, they're so big, aren't they? I mean, what is it, 10 grams that you get in this? Can't see it's that old. I'm sure it's around 10 grams. I mean, it's certainly not as soft as it used to be, so really I should think about decluttering it, and you're certainly not going to see it on my arm because, yeah, because everything's been on there at this point. But yeah, I do really like that, and I'm going to continue to use it up, hopefully. Then we've got my favourite out of all the highlighters I've shown, and all the ones that are yet to come, the Benefit Cookie. This one isn't hard to get pan either, just purely because the pan is really, really thin. This is probably the newest out of all of the ones that I'm showing you, but just look at that. That is beautiful and so smooth. Now that's more of a pink highlighter. I do want to try Benefit Twinkle as well. That looks nice. But anyway, yeah, that's definitely my favourite. Next is one that's not really my favourite. I think I just got the wrong shade. So I got this Pixie Glowy Gossamer Duo in Delicate Dew. And I've hit pan on this side here. Should be able to see that. Hit pan there. That one's pretty. That is just more of a pinky highlighter. A little bit darker than the cookie one. But then it gets to the other shade. Don't know who that is. And that one's darker. Can you see how rosy tone that is? Maybe that's for a blush topper as well. I would like to use it all up just purely because, I mean, it's £20 guys, and it's not exactly cheap. It's not exactly a drugstore highlighter, even though Pixie is supposed to be drugstore. I don't see that as a drugstore highlighter. I mean, I paid for my Ofra one, I paid just over £20 in the sale, so definitely isn't drugstore in my opinion. Next up is the Merry Luminizer by The Balm, and that's what that looks like. Love this one as well. And this one's a really old one, so that's that. And then the final highlighter I want to talk to you about is this Dior one. I've only just hit pan on this, and this is a really old highlighter as well. So it's the Dior Skin Nude Air in 002. Gosh, it's so pretty down there. It's a little bit like the Cookie one, only a little bit lighter. So that's that one there, and then Cookie's just there. They are really, really similar. I realise though I've got another bronzer to show you, so I'll show you that first. And this bronzer is in a self-made palette. When I pulled it out for the Shop My Stash Just Gone, literally had no pan. It had a huge dent, but it had no pan in it. And look at this, guys. Look how much pan there is there now. So what I was saying to Amy, I'm going to take this pan out and put it in another self-made palette I put together. I just want to make sure I'm using all my face palettes, and I'm going to continue to use that for another rotation just to see how much pan I can get in a month, because it's already been in the collection 2 weeks. So the other one is this one. You can see the waffle print underneath it, so this one is going to be used soon, and then the rest I'm nowhere near hitting pan, obviously. I've been using these two Tarte blushes a lot, just mixing them together and using them. And I've been using this Primark highlighter a lot as well. We'll talk about that in the Shop My Stash next week. Well, it won't be next week when you see it. You will have already seen it by the time this video goes up. Or I don't know whether I'm going to give this one preferential treatment and put this one up first. I'll decide. Oh, there's another highlighter here. It's bigger, so it was in a different section of the acrylic. Lisa bought this for me, not February 2023, February 2022, so I've not had it that long really. I got it for my birthday, and that's how I know the date. And it's the Moira Sun Glow Face and Body Highlighter in 001 Sweet Champagne. And look at the pan there, guys. Just look at it. I absolutely adore this because it's got a snowflake on it, but I'm chipping away at some of the snowflake there. It smells so nice of coconuts. So yeah, I'm definitely going to work around the edges first. If and when I have to, I'll kind of ruin the snowflake at that point. I hate ruining pretty packaging on products. So anyway, yeah, I've hit major pan there. It's not going to suit everyone, this highlighter, guys. There's a lot, I don't know if you're going to see it, but there's a lot of glitter in these highlighters. And do a few. And that's why it says face and body. Because if you want to put it on your kind of collarbone, it probably would suit a lot more people doing it that way. I really don't think you're going to see it, but that's a shade of it there. I don't mind a bit of glitter. I really don't mind that, and I feel like it would look nice on the inner corners. I've not tried it that way yet. Normally I just use it on the cheeks, but I make sure I stay away from here, from where I've got the wrinkles, or crow feet, as people like to call them. They just come with age, but if you're going to get a product that's got glitter in it, it's just going to embellish them. So that's that. And then I feel like we've just got eyeshadow palettes. Let's talk about them now. Right, so the main eyeshadow palette was this one. I've kind of been working on it for 2 years like I was the Chanel bronzer. So it's a Too Faced chocolate bar. And what I really wanted to do is I wanted to get 2 of the eyeshadows out of this before I decluttered it. They're packed so tightly in there, guys. They really, really are. Anyway, I finished the white chocolate shade this year, and I'm just working on the salted caramel here. The only other shades in here that I would say are usable at this point is this highlighter here. When I need a pink highlighter, I'll use it, and then this creme brulee shade here. but the rest of the eyeshadows are really dry. I need to declutter it. It's that time, guys. And it'll be getting decluttered into the bin. It's useless to anyone because there's no pigment that comes off the eyeshadows. Let me show you. Right, so I've just gone into this one here. I've never even used that shade, and look, nothing. Yeah, it definitely needs to go. Next up is a palette that I put together myself. So it's the Makeup Geek singles, and that looks like that. And I've hit most of the pan last year. Some of them already had pan in them, like this one had a little bit of pan showing, but it's really expanded. That one down there is, I think it's Cocoa Bear, it's got a really big dip, so if I continue to use it, it would definitely show pan soon. Let's talk about the ones that I've got pan in. We've got Peach Smoothie. I need to use these more. I keep it as a neutrals palette for when I don't have a neutral palette out and I need one. Then we've got this gorgeous shade here called Cupcake. And we've got this highlighter shade, and it's a dupe for the shade Kitten by Stila. And this one is called Shimmer Shimmer. Then we've got another one that's got quite a big dip in. I don't know if the camera is going to show it. It's called Frappe. The biggest dip, I would definitely say, if I went in and used it for liner and things like that, it would definitely be showing pan soon, is Cocoa Bear. And that's because I use Cocoa Bear a lot when I use it, for like lash line and outer V. But yeah, I definitely need to keep that out, I think, and just remind myself to use it. Got a Revolution Pro HD palette, and this was practically brand new before I started using it for the... Okay, so I was talking about the Revolution Pro HD palette. So I've hit pan on one of the powders in the palette, the lightest. Yeah, I would definitely say that's the lightest. So that one and that one pretty much look the same. And once I've set my eyeshadow base, I use this to set it, and I also use it for the brow bone. So it's really good for that, and also to clean up, because sometimes I go a bit cray with the eyeshadow. So yeah, I do. Right, so I'm going to be quick because it's really getting dark now. So I was talking about the Revolution Pro HD contour palette, and I was basically saying I've hit pan unexpectedly on this, but is it really unexpectedly when you use it every day? So basically I put my eyeshadow base on, it's the W7 Prime View, and then I go in with this one over the top, and I also use that for the brow bone as well. And yeah, I've unexpectedly hit pan there. And I was talking about the contour shades, and I thought this one might be too dark, but I swatched it. I mean, let's do it again for the sake of the video. It is quite dark, but I feel like blended in, that would make a really nice contour. So I feel like I'll be able to use all three shades here. The only powder I don't think I can use is this one here. It is really dark. And I'm not too sure how that highlighter is going to go, because it's like a white silver shade. I mean, it might be good for in the corners. It's not actually that bright when you look at it there. But anyway, this concludes the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate it. Please like, it really does help my small channel grow, and I massively appreciate that as well. Share, comment and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.